Hello, they're on now.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. This is Glenda. I can hear you.
I can hear you just fine. Thank you.
Good.
You can hear me?
Flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I'll accept the motion.
I will second.
Moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay, department reports. Mike, you have to come up. Grab the mic.
Next word.
Hello, everyone. Okay, how you doing? So had some bad news at the boat launch. We got some vandalization. So they're shut down right now. We're looking at fixing it back up.
Okay, can you merge here?
Can you hear me? Okay. I don't know who that was, but so anyway, it got vandalized. They broke in. They ruined one of our battery operated locks. I think we can fix it back. So they're going to be shut down for a while we're working on those. So we got them all cleaned up today while we were over there. We actually did the Christmas tree, got all the ornaments off, pulled the house down, put everything back away. So, and we trimmed it up a little bit too, so it's not bad. So we did all that at the same time. So down at the river access, we were getting a lot of trash. So we went down and installed a gate. It's locked at some poles, so you can't drive around it. If you do, you're really doing something. So I'm gonna get some signs that say, you know, you're under surveillance or whatever, and no motor vehicles past the gate. So you can walk in, but you're not gonna be able to drive in. But right on the city limit or the city, you know, property line. So, and the neighbor there was very happy about that. So I guess there's been some people going down 2 and 3 in the morning. Who knows what they were doing? So anyway, so that took care of that. The engineer came out and looked at well number 1. We turned it up and to about 240 gallon per minute. It drew down about 4 or 5 feet and then held steady. So he's thinking that the test that we need to run on well number 1 for the comp plan and the water rights, it should work with that pump. So they'll schedule a time to come back out and do the tests, and then we'll go from there, see what's going on with that. So the park kitchen, I haven't heard anything back from that yet. Tried calling them last week. So I guess I'm gonna have to call them again this week and see what's going on there, if they can get us that paperwork on that so we can move forward. Also, a resident came in and said there was a crack in the veterans wall somewhere. I don't know if that's something that the Lions Club would like to look at, or I looked around, I didn't see anything real big. It may be something that we can just put some epoxy in to keep it from getting worse. I don't know. Ron, if you want to look at that, or if you want me just to. Right. Okay. Okay. And just let me know if it's something that you guys want me to do, then I'll do it. So, right. So the backhoe bucket that we put in the budget this year is ordered. It should be here within a few weeks. So that's going to be good. We'll be able to clean ditches and do what we got to do with that. So that got all ordered. Meters are going along fine. The big deal here is the treatment plant. The engineer came down and went through our treatment plant. We were having problems with the telemetry. Nothing was talking. So they got it figured out. Everything can talk now. Unfortunately, the computer that runs all this stuff is going bad. So we are going to have to purchase a new computer, which that wouldn't be bad, but it's the licensing of the software and the programs that are going to cost a lot. They have to be relicensed. Haven't got the bid back on that yet, but they're working on it. They should get it to me ASAP. He's saying it's 8 to 10 weeks out to get the computer. So right now we're working with it and running it manually, watching it. So everything's still up, working, we're good. It's just that we're gonna have to have that computer when it comes time, so. Unfortunately, it's gonna be very expensive. So, and I don't have any numbers yet, so I hesitant to say anything until we kind of get some idea of how much it's gonna cost. So, but anyway, so that's all my good news. If anybody has any questions.
I've heard about the vandalism, and I've heard about the boat, the old spot down there. I've seen people throwing
River
their,
access.
yeah, the old river access. Is that key going to be, will it be available if anyone wants to go down there with, could they come talk to City Hall and get that key if they wanted to, or is it just closed to everyone now?
I don't know yet.
I had
That's-
someone ask me that,
It's,
so,
it's probably undecided on that yet. I
Okay.
don't really know. It's like, I have the key,
yeah.
so.
Okay, Mike has the key, all right.
Obviously, it would have to be kind of under, circumstances before I'd let anybody go down there right now. There was a lot of trash, and thank Randy Pennington. He went down and cleaned it up. Yes, he did. So I thought right away, we better, he's trying to be done. So let's fix that problem. So that's what we did. So we.
Also to address Emily's comment, if anybody wants to go down there, we have a boat launch already. If they want to launch at the boat launch, we don't need them going down there and leaving their trash there. If Mike gives permission, it's gonna escalate into, why, will you let so-and-so in there? Why can't you let me? My opinion right now, is just to leave it locked up. Do away the trash. The landowner right there is happy as all get out because the trash is now gone. And we've helped our city by not having to go down there and clean it up all the time. So I think if we want to launch a boat, we got a boat launch. That's just my opinion.
No, absolutely. And it's open to foot traffic. The public can still go down. They're just not going to drive down with any rigs. So. And that leaves us still access to get to the back of our plant or whatever we need to do. So.
I would suggest that we probably should think about, or I think we should, make sure that the fire department has a key on their keyboard. So that if something's going on down the river and they need to get down there, they have a key to unlock that gate unless you want them just to cut your lock, so they have access. Just a thought, in an emergency, it might not hurt for them to have a key to get down there. And, obviously I would think Sam would need one, but just a thought, my thought.
Right. And the lock that I put on is the standard city lock. I assume the fire department already has one, but I can check with him, and Sam already should have one also. And Randy should have one. So, but I can check with everybody and make sure.
I just thought, you never know, and you don't want to find out that you don't have what you need when you need it.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
Thank you.
Mike, how long is that computer that went bad?
7 years, and they suggest that it gets renewed every 5 years. So that's not necessarily the license and the programming. It's just this particular time, it needs to be relicensed, and that's what's going to cost, is the programming and the. Yeah, come right on down. You can. He plugged it all in. Their specialist did and looked at it, and so he knew what it had in it. And he said, unfortunately, it's going to need relicense. So, yeah.
Any other questions for Mike? Thank you, Mike.
None.
Okay, Chief.
Thanks. I'm gonna kind of touch a little quick on what Mike was talking about. Yeah, Randy went down and picked all that garbage up. He went through all of it, trying to find out who dumped it. Unfortunately, not one thing that led us to find out who's doing that. And when they do it late at night, early in the morning. I mean, it's random. But the gate thing, especially like you were mentioning a brush fire or something, you got to get rigged down there. So making sure the fire department does have that key is good. I got some good news. I hired a guy. I'm waiting for him to go through his poly and psych, but I don't see an issue with that. He's a 25-year-old. He's got a couple years of experience out at Pacific County Sheriff's Office. Pretty personable kid, but he's looking forward to coming on board. It's somebody that I actually worked with at the academy when I was up there teaching all the time. So I know him a little bit, and I think it'll actually work in really well. The Durango's sitting outside. It doesn't have any equipment on it yet, but we got that here. And it's nice and roomy and stuff. And I was talking to Michelle about some kinds of different designs. So that's here. In regards to the bathrooms, having that second person on board definitely is going to help for more patrol hours. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm probably looking about the middle of next month because his poly and psych is until the end of the month. But I spent all afternoon here not too long ago out with his former employer with the Sheriff's Department. They have nothing but good things to say about him, so that should work out really well. Of course, people that interviewed him, like the mayor and stuff, talked to him, so I'm looking forward to that. Timing's everything. Justin, our upfitter down at Day Wireless, I've been pretty much hounding him since December that we're getting a new rig. The stuff for the Durango should be a bulk of it will be in next week. So we should be able to have that up on the road. So actually, Logan's a new officer's name. When Logan comes on board, because it's a little, I was gonna try to have him on board the first of the month, but with the 2 weeks extra that he's gonna have to give his current employer, it's actually probably gonna work out to get the Durango up and running. Let's see what else. So yeah, we knew about the bathrooms, the stuff that Randy took care of. It's just a matter of catching them in the act. I mean, I could be standing here right now and something can be going on First Street. So, questions, thoughts? We got a few things to get Logan up and running. We may have to buy another tablet because the one of the tablets we were using went down. But I'll be talking to Michelle about that. Mentioned it to her. And then a couple odds and ends.
Do we still have the old car, Sam?
We do. We have the old car. We do have somebody that is biting his nails to get a hold of that. He's already told me he's got financing and everything, but that's a Michelle taking care of thing as far as how that'll work. So, well, I'm gonna give it to you. But so yeah, we got people that want it, so that's a good thing. So that'll get the outfitting done on another rig.
Is there any other questions for Sam? Zoom people? Thank you, Sam. Michelle?
On the car, I didn't want to get rid of it yet until we have this other car up and running. In case there is any hiccups in getting this new car up and running, we want to have that third vehicle for somebody to be driving. So as soon as the Durango is up and running, then we'll go ahead and sell that other car. Another thing on you guys had passed for all train wheeled vehicles to be able to drive in the city limits. So Mike had contacted me from the county, and there's actually a grant for the signs. So Mike and Jill are working on getting the signs for the city limits so that people can ride their vehicles. They do have to, go through and be road ready. It's not like you just buy one off this, dealer floor and are able to drive it. There's certain equipment that has to have on it. So the police department will be making sure that they get everybody educated that might be out and about riding those. So that's a good thing. Planning Commission will be meeting on Thursday, and I have a pre-application earlier that day on Thursday. We have a group that wants to come in and start developing some properties. So as that goes along, I'll inform you guys of what's happening there along with the Planning Commission. So it's a good thing. That's all I have. Any questions?
Any questions for Michelle? Thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome.
That's all the committee reports. Public hearing, special presentation, we have none. Public comment on agenda items. Any public comment on agenda items? Nothing? Public comments on agenda
Actually,
items.
I said probably the next meeting, I would assume. I think the possibly. I'll talk to you after.
Okay, so the new business, number one, approving planning commissioner recommendation. Any comments?
Are you gonna give them your recommendation?
My recommendation is Cindy.
They need to know that, so they can
That-
comment.
So now you know who we're talking about. That's my recommendation. Now, is there any comments?
Although I'm going to abstain from the vote, I think Cindy was instrumental in helping us get the 10-year or the 20-year plan done. And I think she's going to do great. Oh, it's on.
He's just being honorary.
I'd like to second what Eric said. I know that she did a lot of work early on and has maintained constant connection with the planning commission. So I think she'd be a great fit.
I would like to also third that, because I've seen how much work you've put in and it's been phenomenal. So thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Well, I can fourth that. She's helped out find mistakes. She's corrected mistakes. And she's put us on board where we're right up there now. It'll be a while before we have to re-amend everything that's in the booklet. It's probably went from that thickness down to that thickness, thanks to her. So, yeah, I was fourth. Anybody want to be a fifth? Okay.
So I'm gonna.
Well, that's a good neighbor thing though, that you know, sixth or whatever.
All six, that's our working in the yard.
Okay,
Some that I drove by the house.
well, Cindy, I think
So-
everybody knows you. Perfect, right?
Mayor, do we need a vote?
Accept Cindy as our planning commissioner
Yes.
for the period of, does it have a time limit? For the rest of her life? Until she's done with it.
That's a long motion.
Amen.
Do I hear a second?
I'd second that motion since I didn't fourth or fifth it.
Okay, we got that one seconded. Any more discussion on her? Well, we can vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Welcome, planning commissioner.
Thank you, Cindy.
Okay, number 2, new business, Economic Alliance of Lewis County, EDC membership.
I know. So just real quickly, this used to be called Lewis County Economic Development Council, and now they're called an alliance. The city has been involved and paid the annual dues to them throughout the years. There might have been a few years that we missed, but basically this is the group that I had previously talked to you guys about, that we had given all of our comprehensive plans for water and sewer upgrades to them, and they are working on the mapping system in all of Lewis County to map out everybody's projects, so that if the county or the state has maybe a project that's coming through Toledo, they could go, oh, well, Toledo has something that they wanted to do, and maybe we could coordinate that together so that we're not digging streets up 2, 3, 4, 5 times, that type of thing. And this group has also said that they are going to all help us get grants for our future projects. So it is a $200 fee. I think it's money well spent for what they are going to be able to provide for us.
Do you need a motion?
Yes.
Okay,
Which I get back.
okay.
Michelle, I'll wait till you sit down.
Okay.
If you're down, this is Glenda. I will make a motion to pay the EDC membership dues for this coming year.
Second that motion.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any more discussion on it? Let's vote on it. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I,
Opposed?
Aye.
Sorry, on the opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everybody. Okay, now we're moving on to unfinished business, the park host. I just talked to him today. I know it's been an ongoing, long time drag out thing. He's got a motorhome donated to him by his sister. It's coming over as soon as they get the pass. Passes are being open, but they're still been working on White Pass. I know that. As soon as that's open, the motorhome should be delivered here to his residence in the park. He's working on getting volunteers to help him move his stuff from one to the other. And he's got 2 option sites to move it to. One's at Clover in Westport at 100% move over there and stay there. Or Tootle Park, there's a campsite there that will only keep him for just about 2 or 3 months, but that is an option that he's working on. His health is not good. Doctors want him to get in for his operation. He's been putting them off for the operation. I don't know what's going on there, but I tried to keep the conversation short because I knew the council would be asking questions tonight about it, getting him out of there and getting a new host as soon as possible. Fortunately for us, the winter months are still here and the parks are closed. That's the only good part about this that I can see. So if you have any questions, we got an updated sheet, action sheet. We got the, is that the PUD bill? Is that what that is?
Yes, in the packet, yes.
In the packet? You can look at that.
So you're saying he wasn't able to get his surgery yet? And that's what I'm hearing you say. And the pass is open, so motorhome should be on its way, because I think White Pass is bare and wet and ready to go.
You are correct, Sherry, as far as I know. Everything's on the move and it should be on its way over here. You are correct.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Where again would he be moving? Where was the 100% move to where he could stay?
Westport,
And where's his doctor at?
I don't know. I'm guessing Centralia Providence, just a guess.
So is it assumed that this will happen before in the next 2 weeks?
Eric, I'm assuming that, but you know, weather and doctor's appointments and all that stuff, I can't see my crystal ball yet to see what's going there, but I don't know that. I can just give you a rough estimate. He did give me the okay that he's still moving forward on this and trying to get out of here as quickly as possible to help the city so we can get on with our business of getting a new park host.
Thank you for reaching out.
You're welcome. Michelle?
So the council, in your little packet that, Glenda, I'm sorry, you did not get this. I don't think we got this emailed out to you, but it's kind of an action of what has taken place over the last several months on Rick moving out of the park and the process of it. So at a previous council meeting, the council did extend his contract till January 10th. So the council
Shelley, are you frozen? Okay.
Oh, Shelley.
Shelley.
Yep,
So
yep.
shown, in your packets, what, this is just a portion of what it is costing us. The electric bill for 1 month was over $300. And, it is the colder time of the year, but even last December, it was a lot less. So there's a lot more usage down there too. So, it is costing us quite a bit of money for him to stay there. And so this, it's just been ongoing and it needs to get figured out. So it's on the council's plate to make some type of decision.
As hard as it is to see Rick, who we all love and appreciate for all of his hard work and service. Unfortunately, he's not able to perform the duties that he is supposed to be doing as a park host. And that's what this comes down to. He's old, he's unwell, he's in a trailer that I'm sure is not good for his health, but not being a doctor, it would be my hope that he could move into a 100% where he would stay and he wouldn't have to worry about moving in the future. That would be my hope. I think we need to determine how long we need to extend his contract, but the way I see it, to give him a week or two more to get everything moved from one to the other. I think one trailer to the other. If you feel differently, that's fine, but it needs to change, but to do it in a way that is compassionate as well. So that's my piece.
Any other comments?
I also feel terrible about this situation. I think we have tried to be very compassionate about the situation. Asking Rick to choose when was good for him last time and letting him pick a date that would work for him was a hope that he and I, don't sell, give yourself time. He thought the 10th of January. I mean, I'd have to look at the sheet again, but when was that date? I have to pull that up out of my email. I'm sorry.
11/15, that was 2 months ago.
So that was 2 months ago. So we gave him 2 months and he chose that time. And I know that things didn't work out the way that he felt like they would, but at that time he told us then the trailer's on its way. That was what he told us then. And that's what he said to us every time. So I know that I hate to be I have little faith in that word, because we've heard it since what was the first date that we talked to him? Was it September? Was it August? Like I said, I would have to pull it up on my email, and I'm multitasking here on my phone to do that. But so, I mean, that's what he's told us this whole time. So I have a little less faith in what he's saying to be the case. And I'm just not sure that I can continue to continue the contract. I mean, in my thought, and I know that he could stay for a limited period of time with whatever the park recreation fee is. I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. I think, he thought he would be done in 2 months. That was 2 months ago. We need to be able to post and fill this position before we open the park in April? Is that what we're thinking? Is that the normal time to open the park? Anybody know the answer to that?
It's usually the end of March, first part of April, yes.
So end of March.
So those are just my thoughts. That's kind of where I am. I feel bad. I really do feel bad for him. And I have no words other than that, I guess. I don't know what else to say.
Well, I'm coming to the party late because I was in my medical situation when all of this kind of come down the pike. And quite frankly, you guys are so much nicer than what I would be. And you say things so much more eloquently than what I would probably say. So I'm going to leave it at that. But my thought would be that we offer up that he pays the power bill and that he pays a rec fee for staying there until he's out. I understand the snow. I get that I get all of those things happened, and January 10th was probably not a good date to choose, but that's neither here nor there. Neither is it our business who his doctors are, who he's seeing, when he's having surgery, when he's not. None of that is really honestly our concern. And the woe is me, and everybody's picking on me, and these stories that have been going on for years, and I mean years. That's why I say you guys are all nicer than I would have been. So I'm just going to flat say it. I think that he needs to go. He's overstayed his welcome. It has not just to do with the fact of his not being able to do his job performance. Just should never have been there to begin with in that capacity. That is my opinion. I am a member of this community, and I have seen him in that park for many, many years and not impressed. So I feel like we should ask him to reimburse us for electrical and a park rec fee for staying there until he can move out. And I can just about guarantee you that he will move out a lot quicker if he has to pay us. So that's all I have to say about it. And now I'll shut my mouth.
I completely agree with you, Glenda. I would like to see us get him out so that we can get that area cleaned up, so we can have a fresh start with the new person and not be rushing at the last minute. I think there's a whole mess that's gonna need to get cleaned up over there. And he has, yeah, it's been going on. I asked Michelle to create a timeline. So this has been going on since 9/20.
No, before then, yeah. I
Well,
mean,
that's
yes,
when
this-
that's when the
the
council
action.
actually
Mhm.
agreed.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's a long time. And back then, the weather was not bad. But the delay until winter happened and council allowed that to happen, which is fine. But yeah, I would support what Glenda and Shelley suggested.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's the same every time, and there doesn't really seem to be any forward moving progress at all that I can see. So I just can't take that on his word any longer because of that. So I think we need to, I also think we need to move forward in some capacity, and whether that's utilities and rec fee or what that is. And I don't know how long a person can stay in the park. Is it, I don't know if it's I thought it was 2 weeks. So I don't know that, that can be extended. I don't know how that works. So do we need a motion, or what do we got to do here?
So it's 2 weeks, Michelle said, and it's, that would cover his electric, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
so,
$30 a night.
so that would more than cover the electric. So I would make a motion that we put him on the 2-week clock, and he needs to start paying $30 a night.
So
I'll agree with that. I mean, I'd rather see him pay both fees, but I'm okay with at least one fee. He needs to pay something or he's never gonna go away.
I also have a question about that though. So we voted to extend that contract until the 10th of January, and today is the 18th, which means, do we need then to have extended the contract to the 18th and then move forward with the fee schedule? Or are we okay to not worry about those days in between? I just want to make sure that we're, got the I's dotted and the T's crossed as far as public funds stuff.
either that or retro, he starts paying on it.
So I would amend my motion to say we extend his contract until the 18th, and then effective immediately he's paying. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I think she had something to say here.
Actually, I had a question.
So just a second, if we could get a second on Eric's motion, and then we can discuss.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll second it, Michelle.
Thank you.
It's been moved and seconded. Now, is there any more discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Could somebody tell me, is this an official position, park host? What's it all about?
The park host is somebody that stays there and organizes the camping spots or helps people out of camping.
Make sure that nefarious activities, he calls Sam.
We have a whole list. There's a contract that has to be signed, and there's a whole, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes,
Michelle?
yes.
Okay, there's a whole contract that was signed of duties that was to be done. Things like check the restrooms twice a day, clean the restrooms, check the kitchen, clean clean up around the park, some mowing around especially the inner circle. And there's a numerous list of duties to the park host. So it's not just, and in lieu of that, you get a camp spot. So.
Okay, that's what I want to know.
Okay.
And electricity.
Unfortunately, those duties are never completed. And if they are, they're done so haphazardly. So.
Just on that service.
Any more discussion on the motion? Michelle, could you read the motion back, please?
So Eric made a motion to put him on a 2-week clock and start the paying the $30 camping fee, and to extend his contract to the 18th, which is today.
So when does he start paying then? After tomorrow? For however long it takes to get him out of here?
Up to 2 weeks.
Up to 2 weeks. But in the meantime, he's got to pay $30 a day, correct? Well, folks, I can tell you right now, he doesn't have the money. I've been buying a few things from him just to get him along to buy groceries. So we'll make the motion, we'll see what happens, but I don't think you're going to get anything out of him. That's just my opinion. Okay, the motion on the floor. No more discussion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on, other business, we have none, public input. Any public input? Nothing? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Later, second.
I'll second that.
Moved in second to adjourn. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you. Have a good night.